Book swaps. You know them, you love them. They're sort of a tradition on this channel. Here's a playlist on my channel if you don't believe me. Every few months or so, my wife and I like to swap books that we think the other would like because, well, it's fun. How do book swaps work, you ask? Great question. The rules are simple. We choose a book that we think the other would absolutely love. It has to be a book the other person hasn't already read yet, and it has to be thoughtful. No silly pranking or making the other person read a book you know they're not really gonna enjoy. Crap like that. My wife and I both do film videos for these book swaps, so make sure to go over to her channel after you're done with this video to see what book that I gave her. You will not regret it. Anyway, let's get to the video. All right, I'm here with Ashlyn.
Hi!
It's been way too long.
I know. Do you have any suspicions at all?
I've had one since the beginning of the year. There's only really one book that I think you would give me.
Okay.
But you have been known to surprise me in the past.
Okay, close your eyes. Okay. The book I'm giving you is Open. Homesick.
Okay, yes.
Cherish. Is this what you?
Yes, this is the one. This is the one. I knew it.
Really?
I knew it. Like how this book has affected you over the course of this year.
Yes. I wanted you to immediately read it, but I was like, this is the perfect book swap book.
Can you tell the audience just a little bit about it?
I would be honored. Basically, this book takes place during World War II. There are two POVs, Haiwen and Suchi, and I love them so freaking much. Haiwen and Suchi are childhood friends. Haiwen is more reserved and how Suchi is so outspoken and just like, she really breaks down his walls. Of course, that starts to morph into more of a romantic relationship until one day, Suchi is left with only a note from Haiwen that says, "Forgive me." This is so illuminating because I've read so much about what had happened during World War II, of course, but not about what happened during China specifically. It was honestly a really hard read. I think one reason why this book takes up such a huge part of my heart because I truly got to know these characters. They feel so real to me. Like, I know I talk about them as if they're real people because to me they feel that way. This is historical fiction. I mean, although Suchi and Haiwen might not exist, there are people that went through similar experiences and events. And this was so insightful for me reading about World War II, but in China. A hard read, but I walked away just with so much more of an understanding as to what really happened.
Well, exciting!
I don't know. Oh, I did such a bad job. This book I talk so passionately about because it genuinely was so impactful for me in my reading journey.
Yeah.
And so I really hope you love it too. I think you will because of the characters.
Well, we will see.
Okay.
We gotta get on a plane.
Yes, we do.
So let's get packing.
Go.
Let's get ready. Homesicking, baby. Now, some of you might be curious and asking yourselves, Ian, why are you getting on a plane? Because my wife and a group of our friends are headed to Hawaii. We're all going to Hawaii to celebrate our friends Ryan and Haley Trahan as they've just accomplished going to all 50 states in 50 days. As far as I'm aware, they have absolutely no idea that we're even coming. So not only will this be a huge surprise to our friends, but it's a great excuse to read these books on vacation. Hello, friends, family, and intimate reading associates. It is currently the night before departure. Ashlyn and I are less than 24 hours away from setting foot in Hawaii. That is a place I never thought I'd ever go, but dreams really do come true. But before the evening commenced and the journey began, I need to talk to you about today's sponsor, Curology. The last time I talked to you about Curology, I was dealing with some acne, some red spotting, and a severe case of dry skin. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm glowing. And this is all because of the professionals over at Curology. I know, you might be thinking, Ian, how do I get my complexion to look like yours? It's simple. After going to Curology's website, you'll find that all you need to do is take a skin quiz, which really is just a few questions to help Curology get to know your skin better, your skin habits, your skin goals. And at the end of that quiz, I got a personalized skincare routine, personally tailored to the needs of my skin. This included my gentle cleanser, my cream moisturizer, and the freaking star of the show, my RX personalized formula, which by the way is really the only personalized item in the skincare routine, which has acne busting technology and is the real reason why I have this marvelous complexion. Curology truly simplifies the process of getting your prescription online, which is amazing for those of you who have anxiety about going to a dermatologist. Me, I have that. Thanks to Curology, you can skip that step. And what's extremely helpful is that Curology allows you to stay in contact with a licensed dermatology provider the entire freaking time. And one of the best parts about using Curology is that you can alter your routine as you go. That's been a big help on my skincare journey because I'm not the most disciplined person in the world. So the fact that Curology has whittled the process down to just 3 products, game changer. If you want to check out Curology for yourself and take the skin quiz today, click the link down below in the description to get a special offer on your first box. Thank you so much to Curology for sponsoring today's video. Let's get on a plane. And the journey begins. Took us no time at all to board and get our seats. Yes, we were those annoying content creators filming the entire time, but it's our full-time job, so get over it. Takeoff is always such a blast. Whee! Shenanigans aside, time to read. Gotta block out them babies crying. See you later, Austin. Catch you on the flip side. I knew from the quotations at the very beginning that this book was gonna be absolutely fantastic. But it's too early in the video to say anything good or bad, so let's keep reading. It was actually quite hard to balance the phone and read at the same time, so sorry for the shakiness. The thing that was immediately noticeable about this book was the prose. Beautiful, elegant, majestic, just like the landscapes we were observing at 36,000 feet. I'm telling you, almost nothing beats the Golden Coast of California when you're this high in the air. It's stunning. I thought this shot when I took it was really cool, you know? But it's all fun and games until somebody ruins your shot. Just kidding. My wife is amazing. She can never ruin my shot. I love you, Ashlynn. Don't get mad. Ah! And I kept plowing my way through the book, as you can plainly see. Look at that, 1945. But in all seriousness, this book was pretty mesmerizing from the very start. Hey, look, it's Ashlynn. Making my way through this book, flipping through pages. Look at that, I'm 100 pages down. Guys, it's so funny. I actually have extensive notes on everything that I read on the plane, and I'm reading not a lick, not a word. You're just getting goofing off right now because it's midnight while I'm editing. But yes, that was an island in the middle of the ocean, so therefore we hit Hawaii. Look at that fetching ocean. Holy cow.
And thank you for choosing American Airlines.
But before we see Ryan and Haley, I probably need to tell you more about this book, don't I? Homesicking is the story of Suchi and Haiwen, two separated lovers, and our journey with them through 6 decades of tumultuous Chinese history as war, famine, and opportunity to take them separately to the song halls of Hong Kong, the military encampments of Taiwan, and the bustling streets of New York and sunny California. This book is a fetching roller coaster. After the excitement of finally being in Hawaii, the day finally came. We got to the Airbnb pretty early, saw the people setting up for the party, and then the moment finally came that all of us had been waiting for. And of course, the reunion was amazing, being able to be there and celebrate their amazing accomplishment. And of course, after all the tears, it was a big fat party. We also took some photos, bam, bam, saw some more of the breathtaking scenery. And then later in the evening, this happened.
Bro, what? That thing is huge in the water. Oh! Hey! Oh, it's huge. Oh my god. See it? That actually has to be grabbed. Whoa.
Yeah, those were eels fighting over morsels of chicken. It was disgusting. But that sunset took all the revulsion away. And after 2 days of that, we hopped on a red eye and came home. Yeah, that's pretty much all she wrote. What's up? Good morning. It is the day after we got back. We flew back from Hawaii. Oh my gosh. I think this is the first time I have picked up this camera since the intro of this video, which shows you how busy the time was. Oh my goodness, it was just a whirlwind of excitement, adventure, and friendship. So how's the book? Haven't picked it up since those first flights. I know. You know, I had ample amounts of time. I probably could have finished this before we even got on planes to come back home. That's how amazing this book is to read. But what do I think so far? Have I given you an update? I gave Ashlynn an update, and then I kicked myself for not filming that because we did talk about our books to each other on the plane. Again, once you're done with this video, please go over to my wife's channel. You got to see the book that I gave her. It's just incredible. I was so excited to give it to her. First and foremost, this book is character driven 100,000%. These characters are the heart and soul of this story. It's this then-now timeline where the then is told from a woman named Suchi's perspective and the now is told from a man named Haiwen. And what's cool is it seems their stories are kind of meeting somewhere in the middle, where Suchi's is in the past and it's moving toward the future, and Haiwen's is being told in the future backwards towards the past. And on top of it all, this book is historical fiction, plain and simple. We start in 1930s China during the beginning of World War II. Japan has been ravaging China since the early 30s, and that's all these children have known. We follow them through the 30s and the 40s. I think eventually it's going to go into the 50s. I've not read a historical fiction book set in World War II where it hasn't been talking about Europe or Germany or the Holocaust. This is the first time I've ever read anything about the Japanese occupation of China. With that alone is like one of the most interesting parts of the book. But I think just the icing on the cake is Carissa Chen's prose. I mean, her writing is just so stunning. It's breathtaking. She really gets you inside the head of each character. She describes things in such beautiful detail that you feel like you're in the neighborhoods where these kids are exploring and living and growing up, and you really do feel not only the animosity towards the Japanese, but it's interesting to see the animosity that certain different groups of Chinese people, how they feel towards other groups of Chinese people, and just this kind of tension with throughout the entire culture. There's so much more I could say right now, but I need to get back to this because I'm only 176 pages in to this freaking book, and it's nearly 500 pages, and this video needs to go up in 4 days. So I have some work to do. Roll the montage. Okay, over 50% now, which is a crazy feeling because of how highly acclaimed this book is in this household. My wife loves this freaking book, man. What's been great is that I get to talk to her about this. A part of me wishes I've been recording some of our conversations because they're just so amazing. There also is a lot of spoilers when we talk, so that's probably a good reason why I don't, but oh my gosh. Now it's post-World War II. Japan is gone. The US helped liberate China from Japan, and of course the US wasn't as good as everybody hoped they were, right? They weren't the savior of the day that the Chinese people thought they would be. To see that played out in real time was a breath of fresh air. What I've loved about Carissa Chen so far is that she's not afraid to tackle the honest truth. She's not shying away from facts, but on top of that, we're seeing the ruthless war between the nationalists who want to fill the power vacuum and the communists. And it's really interesting to see certain characters that kind of orbit the life of these two main POVs. Who are they siding with? And it's really fascinating to see how all of this shapes who they are. I'm having such a good time, if you couldn't tell. But we are gonna go hang out with Allie. I'll get back to you afterwards, so let's get it. What's embarrassing?
I just went like this.
You tried to drink your drink without a straw because the lid's on? You're the most cute person I've ever met. Hi, it's me again. I'm back at Zilker Park. Most of you probably have no idea where Zilker Park is. It's in Texas. If you didn't know that. Why am I at the park? Woke up this morning, Ashlyn was like, yo, you wanna go on a walk? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. She was like, the river walk? And I was like, bet. We're gonna do something that my wife invented called a hot pot walk. Hot pot walk. You grab an audiobook and you try to listen to as much of it as possible while walking. Currently, I have 3 hours and 48 minutes left of this book. So I'm gonna try to get as much of that done as possible. I think I could get the book done today because guess what? Today is Thursday. And wouldn't you know, this video needs to go up 2 days from now. These dang bugs. And we'll see you on the other side. I'm dead. Hi. Oh. Don't need those anymore. Homeseeking. Oh my gosh. What did I tell you? I started off with 3 hours, like 48 minutes, 50 minutes, something like that. An hour and a freaking half left. Yeah, we walked for a long time. Man, it was so hot outside. We only walked about half of what we usually walk. Some of that time was actually spent going to the grocery store, getting groceries that we need for, you know, the next couple of weeks or whatever. We did listen to our books in the store. It was kind of cute. It was kind of like a little audiobook date, you know what I'm saying? But I'm almost there. Guys, I'm almost freaking there. I did the math with Ashlyn when I got back. I have 68 pages left. Woo! We're almost done. It's crazy. It's so funny. The entire goal of this challenge initially was to read our books and finish them on the plane. Traveling to Hawaii and coming back from Hawaii, that was the goal. That did not happen. I didn't even attempt to open this book on the plane ride home. I passed out. I don't even remember either flight. It was a blur. Oh, but this book, man, I cannot believe some of the things that happened to these characters. Poor Suchi, dude. Suchi's been through the ringer. And then, of course, all of the crap that is involved with being a soldier for the Nationalist Army in Taiwan. Haiwen has gone through some freaking stuff. Carissa Chen does such a good job of relaying these different cultures. You know, I don't know the full history, of course, thing with China and Taiwan and all of that relationship, but I'm getting a little bit of it. Gosh, there's some bad blood. There is some bitterness there. You know, to me, living in a country where you can go and do as you please, you know, there's 50 states in this country and you can live in all 50 of them if you so desire. And no one's gonna be like, oh, you're from freaking Massachusetts, you're a piece of shite. Like, well, maybe actually, I don't know. There's prejudice all over the place. Even though they have all of these external threats, there's so much infighting and it's crazy. It's crazy that people act like this. I will say there's some trigger warnings. There's certainly some trigger warnings. Be aware of that. I was not expecting that. This book is so real and so raw and so human. I don't know why I didn't pick it up sooner. I have to get editing this video. I have less than 48 hours where this video has to go live and I haven't even started. So, about to bust some hump today. We should be golden. Should be a golden goose. Know what I'm saying? Let's finish this.
Mentally exhausted.
She just got over crying. She just did her review of the book that I gave her.
It was so bad.
You know it's a good book when I get the mascara running. Yeah. Go over to Ashlyn's channel, link down below in the description, and go see her version of the book swap. See what the book I gave her and see the review, because it is a hard one. Homeseeking. Oh. So,
I'm nervous.
This story about love and loss and trying to move on, but also trying to remember. I think it was everything you talked about and just a little bit more. I love how Suchi is told from past to present, and I love how Haiwen is told from present to past. I don't think I've ever read a then now told like that ever. Character work first. I'm a character first reader, character first all the way. This book is nothing but people. Excellent characters. Jeez Louise. I don't remember the last time I read a historical fiction, literary fiction book that felt quite like this.
I know.
And they're not heroic, and they're not like over the top, they're not larger than life, they're normal people.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, the characters were breathtaking, so good. World building, fetch. She set the historical stage. I love how she gave me fact. She didn't pontificate about what any of it meant. She didn't say, this is what you should think, this is where the history is wrong, this is blah, blah, blah. She gave the actual history, what it was like. She opened up your imagination to receive this culture, getting an understanding of what it was like to be a child in China in the 30s. All of that just leading up to a breathtaking place. Oh my gosh, it makes me respect this these people so much more.
So much more.
Which is what I think true historical fiction should do. I think above all, the prose was my absolute favorite aspect of this. Poetry.
Yes.
Now, I think one big thing we need to talk about is the end.
The end.
There's like an ending, and then there's the true ending.
Yes.
And I can't really tell which ones come first.
Dude, it's so funny because the ending is like the only confusing part to me about the whole book.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just left up to the reader's interpretation.
And reading it over again, it is just one beautiful poem.
It's a poem.
That's really all it is. I think that's the only way I really want that book to be summed up.
Yes, no, I love that.
Without that ending, it would have felt there's just something
Missing?
Yes.
Really?
Like, I want people to appreciate it, even though it's confusing, whatever. It's
But
like,
I love that, cause same.
some authors write something a little vague, and so honestly, that adds some life
Yeah.
to it all. I think the whole story of these two people continuously being brought back together and also closing the doors on each other and opening them again, time and time again, is just
Decades.
so beautiful. We gabbed on and didn't realize we were giving away some spoilers, so I sped it up for us. You know what I'm saying? Had to not ruin some stuff for you guys. Ask the question.
I'm so... Already hearing your review makes me so freaking happy. What is your rating?
Close your eyes.
Close my eyes? Oh my god.
Look at the screen.
Are you serious?
Yes, absolutely. This book is perfect.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're giving it 5 stars. Well, I can, but throughout all of the book swaps, I just feel like that never really happened. And then I read this book and I knew
Yeah.
this was always going to be the next book swap book because it's just that good. And I knew you would appreciate it. Gosh, I can't believe this. That makes me so happy.
Isn't that crazy? All right. Well, that is all she wrote. We haven't done a book
That's
swap
it.
in so long. I'm not just going to give you any book, just to give you any book.
Exactly.
Don't worry, we have another humongous one planned later in the year. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much again to the sponsor of today's video, Curology. Remember, click the link down below in the description. You'll get a special offer in your first box. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's video. Love you all so much. See you later. Bye.
Bye.